Hello and welcome back. My name is Nanti, and today we're taking a look at part 2 of my Sun Wukong solo lane guide. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the best builds for the Monkey King. Now, there's been some recent changes in the patches, and Sun Wukong is quite strong now in the solo lane. And it's all because of the new starting item. Let's take a look. Bluestone pendant has been changed. It's no longer a mana sustain item. It's now Mannequin Scepter version 1.5. So the new stats are 20 physical power, so that's up from 10. 100 mana it gives now, just flat. And the passive has been completely changed. Enemies hit by your damaging abilities take an additional 30 physical damage over 2 seconds. Now, why is this broken on Wukong? Because he has 4 damaging abilities, each of which can proc Bluestone pendant. So it's very easy for him to apply this passive. Also, his one, Magic Cudgel, is amazing for getting this on the enemy god. Because Magic Cudgel is short cooldown, long range, easy to hit, poke. And you can just constantly just keep whacking the enemy with your cudgel and applying the Bluestone pendant. This is what you used to do with Wukong before. You used to just, you used to be kind of like a lane dominator, just kind of poking the enemy out using your tiger form a lot, whilst managing to clear the wave, because obviously you have 3 damaging abilities. So, and Bluestone pendant just makes what Wukong does even better. So Wukong is very strong right now. He might even be the strongest warrior in solo lane. He might have taken that away from Osiris and Bloner, because he can out pressure them now with this item. So as you might imagine, this is what we're going to start with. Very strong. You don't really want to go Death's Toll anymore. This is where you used to go. But yeah, Bluestone is just way better. Wukong isn't auto-attacking that much, so. Okay, so after that, we're going to go normal. So boots 1. We're going to have 5 health pots and 3 multi-pots. Obviously, oops. 3. So Bluestone pendant doesn't give anything in the way of sustain. It only has flat stats on it, no MP5, no HP5, no passive that gives you health like Death's Toll. So you really need these health pots and multi-pots just so you can kind of survive in lane and be constantly aggressive whilst soaking up a lot of damage. Now, after this, we're going to get into our core build. So I'm going to start. As always, I'm going to talk about when I go up against a physical god, what I would build, and then we'll go into magical gods. So, we've already built boots 1, so it's common sense just to finish them off. Obviously you go warrior Tabai. Ninja Tabai have no synergy with Wukong at all. He's an ability based warrior, so warrior Tabai, bang. After this, for a physical god, mystical male, 100%. This just kind of accelerates you into your kind of lane dominator phase. Super strong, helps with your clear, helps with your poke. With Bluestone you have so much damage early on along with this item, as well as being incredibly tanky. So this is why Wukong is kind of just, yeah, he's crazy strong at the moment. After this we can go into more damage. And the best thing for warriors is Jotun's Wrath. Gives you cooldown, penetration, mana, and obviously the physical power, so build that. This is kind of your core build against physical gods. If I were to go against a magical god, I would swap out Mystical Male for Stone of Gaia. Stone of Gaia, amazing, HP 5, MP 5, regenerates 2% your max health every 5 seconds, gives you great sustain. So yeah, oops, let me get these in the right order. There we go. So this is against magical, and against physical, as I said, you're going to be building mystical male. So then whichever one you go first, you probably want to get the other one. So if you go Stone of Gaia first, you get mystical male after. If you go mystical male first, you'll get Stone of Gaia after. So this is your core build pretty much. Kind of, you can get this every time. Obviously, Stone of Gaia can be swapped out if need be for other magical items. Bulwark is another option. Gives you more health, but obviously less sustain. Pestilence is super useful at shutting down healers. Healers are very strong right now because of the nerfs to Weakening Curse. It only reduces by 65% now instead of 100%. So healers are very strong, they're very prominent in the meta, so Pestilence is kind of a big pickup, and Wukong can, he can fit this into his build quite easily. And you can get Heartwood as well. It's cheap if your support doesn't want to go for it because they need to be more tanky. Maybe they're against a Freya or something and they just need to be super tanky so they can deal with the Freya. You can get this Heartwood Amulet for the aura for the team. Okay, so we're taking a look at our core build. Pretty tanky, decent amount of damage. Late game now, we are going to be just, transferring a full tank. We don't really want to build any more damage. If I was to build damage, just because I was quite far ahead, I'd normally go Titan's Bane, just for the physical penetration. If you're up against a healer and you want more damage, you can go Brawler Speed Stick. You can also go, where is it? Executioner. It's not actually that bad on Wukong, honestly. If you can get the auto attack cancelling down correctly with his abilities and whatnot, it's not that bad. It gives you a decent amount of damage late game. Like, it probably gives you the most damage late game, just like autoing people down, so it's a bit janky, but it can work. So if you do want more damage, these are the items you can go for. But typically I just like to go for more defense. The main one I like to go for is Runeforged Hammer. It's a nice warrior item, gives you obviously the physical protection and the health to make you more tanky, and the passive is quite nice to give you a little bit more damage. You've already going to have physical defense online through your mystical mail, so grabbing a little bit more is always nice. Okay, so final item. We'll get rid of this so we can just fit it into the build. Honestly, at this point, this is the final item in which you would get more damage if you feel you need it. Though it's not often that you actually need more damage as a warrior. Your role at this point in the game is not to do damage. It's to be tanky, it's to initiate for your team, it's to get a stun off with your Tiger Stun, or it's to disrupt the team with your Oxform. So honestly, more defense is normally prudent at this point. So if they have a Hunter, you can just go into more physical defense. There's quite a few options. Midgardian Mail is obviously always good against Hunters, as is Hide the Mini Lion. So you can build these if need be. But a really nice item in this patch, Mail Renewal. So this has been changed. It's got more cooldown reduction on it. It's got 15%, so this will give you full cooldown along with Jotun's Wrath in your build. And the passive has been changed. You gain 20% of your maximum health and mana over the next 5 seconds when you get a kill or assist against an enemy god or objective. So you don't even have to get the kill. You just have to assist in some way. So if you're in a team fight and you get a kill, you'll just regenerate, and it's really crazy. Like, you get so much health from it. It's 20% of your health, so if you have a lot of health, obviously you get more back from the 20%. It's a really good item now. It's really good. So we can also build this. You can also then, if they, instead of them having a Hunter, say they have a Freya, you can go into more magical defense. You can get a Bulwark along with the Stone Gaia. You can also give a go at the new item if they have a Freya, Runic Shield. I'm not sure how good this item is, honestly. Like, it doesn't have any health on it, and the physical power isn't really useful, honestly. As I said, you just want to be tanky at this stage. You just want to kind of be in the way, but it can be good. You give it a try. I've been testing it out, and it's kind of hard to tell, because how much it's actually affecting the game without just having the raw numbers available to you. The raw math. It's probably easier to see in a spreadsheet than it is actually playing the game how much this actually kind of helps you. But I think it could be good. So if we're against, let's say, a normal Hunter, this would be our full build. We've got a lot of physical defense, decent magical defense, and some damage as well. If we're up against a Freya, we obviously get rid of this, and we could maybe build Runic Shield or another item. If the Hunters aren't giving you, too much problem, or you don't need the attack speed reduction that much, you can also go Mail Renewal, which is also a decent item. In terms of actives, there's lots you can go for. I always like to go, Teleport. It's really good just to allowing you to stay in lane and farm, and then being in team fights when you need to be. And it's always important to have farm as a solo lane because you need lots of gold to kind of, have that impact that the team needs in your team fights. You need to be big and fed and have lots of items online, so you can just be super tanky, and the enemy damage dealers just cannot kill you. There are other options as well. Obviously, the support actives is what I call them. Shell, Enfeebling, Weakening, Heavenly Agility. You can pick these up. You're a tank. You don't have to worry about keeping yourself alive too much. Because you've just had the defense to do that, so you don't need the defensive actives so much, so you can just get actives that help your team. And these will do it. As I said before, Weakening has been changed now, it's only 65%. It's probably still a necessary pickup, honestly, against healers, but it's not as good as it was, so keep that in mind. If you feel like you need defensive actives, you're just getting, CC'd a lot, or the enemy team just does a huge amount of damage, beads, very good. If they have Ares on their team, or Xing Chen, or whatever, something with high CC, you can get beads for yourself. It just helps you, stay alive in team fights, which is important. Shield the Underworld obviously is a good item if they have hunters, or something similar, I don't know, like a Mercury or something, just something that you need to reflect a lot of damage back. Shield the Underworld can be good. Apart from that, Aegis obviously can be useful sometimes if you need it. If they have a Poseidon or a Kukulkan or something, it can be useful. Blink's fun. Blink's quite strong in this meta, and Blink Tiger Stunning people is a really good initiation, so it's worth thinking about getting Blink. It's not amazing on Wukong. He hasn't got the best initiation in the world, he hasn't got a big, like freeze or whatever, but it can be good. Okay, so I think that concludes all the items that you can go for. So yeah, pretty much you just want to be tanky as hell. That's all I can say. If you look at this build, it's almost a support build, apart from the aura items. You've got a couple of damage items, but that's just your role as Wukong. You want to be aggressive early on with the Bluestone pendant and the mystical mail and the Jotun, and then late game you just want to be super tanky, impossible to kill. So that concludes the builds. In the next video, or should I do it now? I'm not sure how long I've been recording. Okay, so it might be in another video, or it might be right now. We're going to be talking about good matchups and bad matchups in the solo lane. So thank you for watching, and I will either see you immediately, or I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.